right, brothers and sisters, we're back on the Black African Infrastructure Radio Show here on Blog Talk, and our show has been dedicated nearly 6-7 days out of the week, just spitting this land infrastructure nationhood. That's our mantra, and that's what we go by, and that's what we've been pushing. Our end game, our end state, is for a sustainable nation on the continent of our ancestors. What we've discussed today, we've been going over the regulatory and the non-regulatory approaches to growth management, and that's going to end this edition, this installment of the comprehensive, and we'll kick back next week. What I'm going to do right now, I was kind of inspired when looking at the Africa for the Africans website, and they had, some excerpts from Marcus Garvey's letter from the Atlanta prison in 1925, and then some of his main philosophies. And I want to go ahead and read that, and then we'll cut into a break, and then we'll have our callers and our delighted guest speaker, Brother Ahmed Bizzle from Africa for the Africans. Just reading some excerpts. This is Marcus Garvey's letter from the Atlanta prison, February 10th, 1925. This would have been something good to do on February 10th. It says, fellow men of the Negro race, greetings. I am delighted to inform you that your humble servant is as happy in suffering for you and our cause as is possible under the circumstances of being viciously outraged by a group of plotters who have connived to do their worst to humiliate you through me and fight for real emancipation and African redemption. I do not want at this time to write anything that will make it difficult for you to meet the opposition of your enemy without my assistance. Suffice to say that the history of the outrage shall form a splendid chapter in the history of Africa redeemed, when black men will no longer be under the heels of others, but have a civilization and culture of their own. The whole affair is a disgrace, and the whole black world knows it. We shall not forget. Our day may be 50, 100, or 200 years ahead. Let us watch, work, and pray, for the civilization of injustice is bound to crumble and bring destruction down upon the heads of the unjust. He says, my work is just begun, and when the history of my suffering is complete, future generations of the Negro will have in their hands the guide by which they shall know the sins of the 20th century. I know you too believe in time, and we shall wait patiently for 200 years if need be to face our enemies through our prosperity. Already right here, you know what he's talking about. He's talking about building a nation state, building a land of our own, controlling our own destiny, controlling our infrastructure, controlling our reality on a social, political, and economic level from top to bottom. Continuing, he says, all I have given you. I have sacrificed my home and my wife for you. I entrust her to your charge to protect and defend her in my absence. She is the bravest little woman I know. She has suffered and sacrificed with me for you. Therefore, please do not desert her at this dismal hour. When she stands alone, I left her penniless and helpless to face the world because I gave you all, but her courage is great, and I know she will hold up for you and me. So that's a family man. That's a nation man. Let me see if I could go on. It says, after my enemies are satisfied, in life or death I shall come back to you and serve even as I have served before. In life I shall be the same, in death I shall be a terror to the foes of Negro liberty. If death has power, then count on me in death to be the real Marcus Garvey I would like to be. If I may, that's my baby. If I may come in an earthquake or a cyclone or a plague or pestilence, or as God would have me, then be assured that I will never desert you and make your enemies triumph over you. Would I not go to hell a million times for you? Would I not, like Macbeth's ghost, walk the earth forever for you? Would I not lose the whole world and eternity for you? Would I not cry forever before the footstool of the Lord omnipotent for you? Would I not die a million deaths for you? Then why be sad? Cheer up and be assured that if it takes 1,000,000 years, the sins of our enemies shall visit the millionth generation of those that hinder and oppress us. That right there is just something that was already in my heart. That's That's why I was attracted to the BAIO. It's about getting past this whole notions of, just being conscious or just being awake. That's not enough to do it. We have to move. We have to get up out. Now that we're conscious and awake, we have to move. We have to build a nation for our people, for the general black masses that are asleep. He goes on to say, if I die in Atlanta, my work shall then only begin, but I shall live in the physical or spiritual to see the day of Africa's glory. When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, black, and green around me, for in the new life I shall rise with God's grace and blessing to lead the millions up the heights of triumph with the colors that you well know. Look for me in the whirlwind or the storm. Look for me all around you, for with God's grace I shall come and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America, in the West Indies, and the millions in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. The civilization of today has gone drunk and crazy with its power, and by such it seeks through injustice, fraud, and lies to crush the unfortunate. But if I am apparently crushed by the system of influence and misdirected power, my cause shall rise again to plague the conscience of the corrupt. For this again I am satisfied, and for you, I repeat, I am glad to suffer and even die. Again, I say cheer up, for better days are ahead. I shall write the history that will inspire the millions that are coming and leave the posterity of our enemies to reckon with the hosts for the deeds of their fathers. With God's dearest blessings, I leave you for a while. These were the excerpts from the Atlanta prison in 1925, February 10th. I'm going to read some of his philosophies, and then we'll go into the calls. The Negro is ready. The Universal Negro Improvement Association for 5 years has been proclaiming to the world the readiness of the Negro to carve out a pathway for himself in the course of life. Men of other races and nations have become alarmed at this attitude of the Negro and his desire to do things for himself and by himself. This alarm has become so universal that organizations have been brought into being here, there, and everywhere for the purpose of deterring and obstructing this forward move on our race. Propaganda has been waged here, there, and everywhere for the purpose of misinterpreting the intention of this organization. Some have said that this organization seeks to create discord and discontent among the races. Some say we are organized for the purpose of hating other people. Every sensible, sane, and honest-minded person knows that the Universal Negro Improvement Association has no such intention. We are organized for the absolute purpose of bettering our condition industrially, commercially, socially, religiously, and politically. We are organized not to hate other men, but to lift ourselves and to demand respect of all humanity. We have a program that we believe to be righteous. We believe it to be just, and we have made up our minds to lay down ourselves on the altar of sacrifice for the realization of this great hope of ours, based upon the foundation of righteousness. We declare to the world that Africa must be free, that the entire Negro race must be emancipated from industrial bondage, peonage, and serfdom. We make no compromise. We make no apology in this our declaration. We do not desire to create offense on the other part of other races, but we are determined that we shall be heard, that we shall be given the rights to which are entitled. I'm going to read another one. It's just an inspiring vision. So Negroes, I say, through the Universal Negro Improvement Association, that there is much to live for. I have a vision of the future, and I see before me a picture of a redeemed Africa, with her dotted cities, with her beautiful civilization, with her millions of happy children, going to and fro. Why should I lose hope? Why should I give up and take a back place in this age of progress? Remember that you are men, that God created you lords of this creation. Lift up yourselves, men. Take yourselves out of the mire and hitch your hopes to the stars. Yes, rise as high as the very stars themselves. Let no man pull you down. Let no man destroy your ambition, because man is but your companion, your equal. Man is your brother. He is not your Lord. He is not your sovereign master. We of the Universal Negro Improvement Association feel happy. We are cheerful. Let them connive to destroy us. Let them organize to destroy us. We shall fight them more. Ask me personally the cause of my success, and I say opposition oppose me, and I fight them more. And if you want to find out the sterling worth of the Negro, oppose him, and under the leadership of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, he shall fight his way to victory. And in the days to come, and I believe not far distant, Africa shall reflect a splendid demonstration of the worth of the Negro, of the determination of the Negro to set himself free and to establish a government of his own. I just want to share that with you, brothers, man. I mean, just that last statement right there, that put the nail in the coffin. You know, that was it for me. I mean, we already know what to do now. We don't have to create any more guides. We've had several guides. We have a blueprint for Black Power of elders and ancestors that have come before us that have not only fought off this enemy and resisted this enemy, but have put plans and things in place for us to move. I think the time now is we need to stop the debating, stop the bickering. You know, with those who are for us, they're for us. Those who are against us are against us. And it's time to put down the petty beefs and arguments and the differences and move forward. We have to build a nation. You know, looking at our situation here, 2016 within the context of the United States, and we are, you know, we're past second-class citizenship. We're moving to, like Dr. Claude, can't do it here. You know, so, you know, our true manifest destiny is our continent. With that, right now, I want to